Why is hunting on the decline?
Oh, I could go real deep into this if you want me
Well,
to.
I want to spend the rest of the segment talking about
Yeah.
this very thing because I did some research
Yeah.
and it's shocking. It really is shocking. And before you answer,
Yeah.
I'm going to help you a little bit.
I can tell you my number one answer.
You be stewing on it.
Yeah.
So another question for you. How many people hunted last year, percentage wise, in the nation of America?
Nationwide?
Nationwide, how many people out of our population hunted? Hunted anything.
18%.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Less than 5.
Really?
Okay. Hunting in general has been in a steady decline.
And I still can't kill a deer.
Should be deer everywhere, right?
All right.
What is up, everybody?
Welcome back. The Hunt Experience Podcast, episode 49.
49. Hey, you know what comes after 49?
I know.
That's kind of cool for us.
We gotta push that button over there. Go. Bah, bah, bah,
Yeah,
bah.
I got that. Yeah, I'll make that happen. 50's coming up, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. We probably would have been at 100 if we hadn't taken a hiatus.
Time. Yeah. And it's funny because we're so busy, man. And it's like,
I know. It's crazy.
It's like, all right, Chris, where you at? Oh, I'm there. I'm here. I was like, all right. Well, and you would be like, how about tomorrow? No, I'm there.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, we'll figure it out.
Well, I sat down and made out a list at the shop the other day and all the things I need to get done with. Some of it's pool related, hot tub related, food plot related, brush and mowing, fixing a couple spots on the road from all this rain. But it goes on and on and on and on and on. So I'm slowly checking some boxes here.
Yeah.
And I finished up another one today, the little man cave project, hung the doors up, touched up my little spots that need to be touched up. So it's kind of ready to be moved into now. So
sweet.
Yeah. Got my little, did I tell you that story? I ran into those dudes in Atwoods.
I don't guess.
So I was walking in Atwoods to get my mineral stuff, and two dudes were moving this giant, like 4-door Coke machine, and they had 2 dollies and a strap around it. And they're like, all right, let's go up 3 times. And they each went up 3 times. It's hydraulic jack that jacked it up and they could steer it. I'm like, hey, where did you get that at? Like, that is exactly what I need. Didn't know they existed.
Oh, for the safe.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
To move that safe in there. So, I said, man, we got this one from such and such, but I think Harbor Freight has them. So I ran to Harbor Freight. No, we don't have those. Like, oh, crap. So I looked online. They have them like $450. Well, this may be my only option to move this thing in here because it's so tall.
Mm-hmm.
And just out of curiosity, I got an account with AAA. You rent it. And I called the guy out there that I know. I'm like, dude, you guys have yeah, we got them. $69. So
sweet.
Went and picked it up yesterday. So at some point during this 3-day weekend here, I'm going to try to get it in the house.
Well, you need help, let me know.
I will. Yeah.
Yeah. Cause that's, I remember my safe's a lot smaller than yours and it was a boy to get it in here.
This thing may be, I'm going to have to pull a couple doors off, but like if you just hydraulically jack it over, we just got to push it over the thresholds. Yeah. And it shouldn't be too bad with the steering and all that stuff that's on it.
What does it weigh?
1,050.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I think mine was like 650.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I thought about bringing mine in here, putting it in this closet.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I'm trying to convert this completely to a hunting room.
Sure.
You know, that thing's full of just stuff.
Yeah.
We've accumulated.
Oh, yeah. I have a hall closet that's that way. I'm
geez.
I was looking for something the other day. I'm like, what in the world? We got like throw pillows and blankets, and I got like a Euro mount pig skull in there, some sheds, and I got some files with titles in them. Like, this is what are we doing?
Yeah, I opened that and there's like photo albums in there. Yeah. And then I have a green screen in there, because I did that for a while.
Yeah, that's cool.
And then I got a blue screen in there because we switched to blue because everybody was wearing hunting clothes.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
And so
green screen might not work too good.
Yeah, no. Somebody wore camo one time and they were like holographic or whatever.
Just have a head floating around.
It's just weird looking.
Oh, we might need to do some trial and error with that. I might be able to make some cool videos.
Yeah, no doubt. So both of us been working on properties.
Yeah, man. Steady getting it.
Yeah. We throwed out a video on your corn plant setup.
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool deal. A lot of questions, man, about is it going to work? Is it going to work?
Yeah, well, I'm hoping, dude. We drilled it, and I went out the next day and crimped it.
Yeah.
And I was out there yesterday and put out 400 pounds of urea on it.
Right before the rain?
Right before the rain
Sweet.
come, and the crimping is right on, like it's already crispy. So
nice.
Some of it I was like, man, some of it's kind of iffy. Like it's not quite ready. I was probably 60, 40, 70, 30 on it being in that stage, but it got it all. So
yeah. Well, good. Well, see, I'm worried about mine now because, dude, with this much rain, I don't know when I'm going to be able to even get a piece of equipment back there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? To crimp
it. I know. I was thinking about that too because we got 3 days, which it looked like it kind of dropped down a little bit for tomorrow. So
yeah.
One of my big projects is pressure washing the house and all that stuff. Like if it's just raining a little bit tomorrow, I'm going to pressure wash.
Dude, have you ever used house wash?
Yes.
Dude, that stuff's fantastic.
Well, I use that's called like 30-second outdoor cleaner. It's real bleachy. I'll put it in my foam cannon and spray it on there and then just pressure wash it off. And it's,
see, I've always pressure washed.
Yeah.
Until I bought this stuff that hooks to your water hose.
Yeah.
You don't have to pressure wash.
Oh, really?
Dude, it gets like siding like clean.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's the reason I was asking.
Where's that at?
I bought it at Walmart. Yeah. And
house wash.
House wash. And
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. What you do, dude, is it's got a little thing and you put it on with the hose and then you give it like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you just turn it off and don't put any and just spray it off and it just sparkling and you don't have to sit there and
I'm game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the hose reels all over my house, so that'd be easy.
Yeah. Seriously, look into it because man, it made our place look brand new out here. So
I found that 30-second outdoor cleaner, which whenever you do it, I'm pretty sure it's almost just straight bleach, but it cleans all the stuff off of it. It smells like bleach and ruins all your clothes.
Yeah. Well, the north side of the house gets pretty gnarly, over a few years. And that's exactly what I did because my power washer quit.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I don't want to go buy a power washer, And I went to Walmart and I was like, house wash. I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
And dude, it rocked. I mean, it did as good of a job as sitting there power spraying.
Well, I paid a guy that he's a customer of ours to do it like 2 years ago, but I mean, they did a great job, but it wasn't any better than what I could have done. I think it was a $400 deal or something.
Right. Yeah, no, this is like $30.
Yeah.
Try it. Seriously. Give it a whirl. I mean, I know you're siding like I am, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought you were.
Siding and brick. I don't have a whole lot of siding. Actually, mine's mostly brick.
Is it?
I got to get all my porches and the siding, and then I got all the pool furniture laid out for the wife. She was complaining, like, can't lay out. And I finally got the furniture Thursday. Took the trailer to the work with me and went and picked it up after work and got it. But I need to pressure wash all that stuff, and now it's going to be cloudy for 4 straight days.
Of course, like we always talk about, I'm a firework guy, and it's like, dude, all the end of June we're raining.
Yeah.
So I'm like fist pump.
Yeah. That's what
like
she said. I
thing.
don't want a whole rainy summer. Like I don't want every day to be rainy, but I do want a rainy summer. Last year was bad on everything.
Yes.
Fruit trees and summer crops and everything else. Like,
you were probably watering by this point last year.
Guarantee it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I know you were watering fruit trees a lot.
Yeah.
Speaking of fruit trees, those were banging too. We see.
Oh, I know, dude.
You got some apples coming on there.
Yeah, bunch of them. Yeah, I actually went out and I got another story with that whole deal too. Went out and put some ratchet straps on a couple of them that were kind of leaning after that last big storm.
Oh yeah, all the wind.
Yeah, but while I was tying up those fruit trees, I was in the big food plot. Pretty much on the western side of that fruit tree right there is kind of leaned over. And I heard a hen just doing like an assembly call. Yeah. Just over and over and over and over and over and over. Like, man, this thing's getting after. So I got on a golf cart and backed up and got behind my round bells there to see if she'd come in the food plot. Well, she kept going west. So I just eased down the road there. And sure enough, she popped out the corridor.
Okay.
And when she did, she alarm putted and then flew a couple feet and then stopped. And then she had 4 poults with her.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So
there you go.
And then last night, I went to the kill plot on the west side. I got a dog-proof trap set over there, so I'm running my trap line.
Right.
And went out there, and there was a hen in that food plot, 9 poults.
Nice.
9 poults.
That's awesome.
So my count right now is 42 nest predators.
Right.
So I'm telling you, and I'm gonna probably say something that go against what I said last week of the research I did. 2 to 3 years. I'm saying 2 to 3 months.
You're backing off that now, huh?
Yeah, because I'm telling you, it's like I haven't had that in I haven't seen a poult on my place in probably 8 years.
Nice.
And I got 2 different hens. I don't know if I didn't see them all or if it's, what it was. And one's got 4 and one had 9. Because pulled up on the golf cart and they were just sitting there and then you can see all of them like running through the rye.
That's cool.
So I literally think that I got those, those poults to survive.
By take care of the nest predator.
Yeah. Yeah. The nesting stage anyway. Now there's bobcats and everything else that can still get them. But I'm taking total credit for okay, this is awesome. I haven't had this in 8 years.
Results already.
Yeah.
Starting to see some results. See, okay, so I'm at 19.
Yeah.
12 coons now. Yeah. Dude, check this out. So you'll find this funny. My first trap broke. Have you had a trap break yet?
No.
Dude, this was the biggest coon I have seen yet. I'm not even sure how he got his paw in it.
Wow.
He was huge, dude. Like so much bigger than all the rest.
Yeah.
And he was a male.
Yeah.
Just a monster.
Those males will do the bluff charge on you.
Oh, dude. He was a big one. And anyway, when I got him loose, he had broke that handle in there.
Wow.
The trigger mechanism.
Yeah.
Ripped it out.
Huh.
How did that happen?
Yeah.
So it was in his hand, it was in there.
Yeah.
He broke it.
Yeah.
It was like completely gone. He broke it out.
That's crazy.
I was like, wow, that's so I had to go change the trap yesterday. So.
Yeah.
But
you can see whenever you get one, you run up on them that morning or afternoon or whatever, and it's like the trees are ripped apart and everything. They're getting after it. Where the possum, they normally just laid up there, but you get a big male, especially.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that's the biggest one. Yeah.
Shredded the bark off the trees and
yeah.
Because I was having a tough time finding some of my traps on the highline wire. Like, I can't find this thing. Where's it at? It's like, but now that I've caught a bunch of coons in there, it's like there's a big, the ground's all tore up, the bark's off the trees.
Yeah.
You can see where the trap is pretty clearly.
Yeah, for sure. And I haven't changed or moved it from the back.
Yeah.
Since I put it back there. Yeah. And dude, it's just been, I've been catching the heck out of coons.
I told you, there was
coons is the big thing.
3 to 20 mile range. So I guess I just kind of keep coming in.
Yeah.
I've bounced mine around some. I moved one again the other day over there to the west side, but I had them mostly just all around the big food plugs. That's where if the corn did come up, I trapped them there, but I started moving. I got the one on the south side, but
yeah. Well, I remember, we just talked about it in the best place, a lot of good places around the creek.
Yeah.
I told you I put them there and then really wasn't having anything. And then now it's it's almost every day a catch, almost every day.
Yeah. I blinked yesterday, which I was kind of surprised. But
yeah, I did the day before, but I caught one yesterday. But yeah, dude, that's pretty crazy. Poults already.
Yeah, I know. I'm not to get sentimental, but it actually made me really happy and almost it's so cool to see.
It's exciting.
I think I'm actually seeing an impact here.
Yeah.
I don't know, stuff to explain, but it was a little bit emotional for me. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
To see
I'm making a difference.
Yeah. Well, plus I'm a turkey guy, so it's man, that's really cool because I told you I popped up that one that was trying to nest.
Yeah.
My southern end down there, and I went back there without the dog about a week after that just to see, but she wasn't there. I think I spooked her out, so she moved her nest, obviously, but I was going to see if I could see eggs,
Yeah, for sure.
Where I popped her up at. But yeah, so I'm normally when summertime kind of rolls around, I normally lose the beard. My wife is like, when are you going to shave your beard? And I'm like, I just got into the trapping community.
Right.
If I shaved my beard, the trappers will be laughing at me.
Well, and do you see how well my beard matches my hat?
Yeah.
My coonskin hat.
Yeah, exactly.
They're almost a match. You look like a woodsman, brother.
Yeah. She's like, are you going to shave that off? I was like, the trappers on this page will be laughing at me if I come out here with a baby face and no beard on. Trappers have beards. Don't you know this?
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. I'm giving her a hard time, but.
Well, speaking of being emotional, and I kind of got emotional. So, I went out to my big plot, and dude, it's at the time in spring where you just love to see stuff growing.
Oh, yeah.
It's just growing, dude. My switch is I got some I got some pushing 6-foot switch right now.
Really?
Yes,
Nice.
it's insane. But dude, we've had so much rain.
Oh yeah,
we've had these tropical temperatures almost. What I've been telling my wife, like, this is like tropical weather, middle to low 80s.
Yeah, 84, 92% humidity.
Yeah, it's like, this is awesome. So anyway, I make my round out there, and so I'm out there, and I did the same thing you did. Went back to my plot screen and hit it with nitrogen. And so I got some nitrogen down on right before the rain, just like you.
Yeah.
And plot screen's doing good. I got a couple spots, that had flooded out.
You had to reseed a bunch of that.
And it all popped.
Really? Nice.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny, dude. So the lowest corner there where I've had so much trouble in the past, that's on the out perimeter of the food plot itself.
Yeah.
That's where all the water flows off to.
Oh,
and so that it's probably 30 yards long, by the width of the plot screen there, that just stays wet. Well, I went in there when I replanted it, and I took the tractor and I just used the tractor tracks, and I seeded it, and then I just tracked it in again.
Oh, yeah.
Well, everywhere, dude, everywhere that the tractor's pushed up between the tires is where a plot screen is growing.
Really?
Because it kept it up out of the moisture. That's what I finally figured out. Okay, all right, that makes sense. So yeah, every little row has.
I wonder if you could go in there and when I did my Bermuda, I put a whole bunch of sand down to level it. You can buy that from ABC Block. I wonder if you can go out there and till in. They bring it to you in these big giant 2,000-pound totes, and just put a bunch of sand in there so it drains.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe
till it in, and
see,
that's a pretty crucial deal right there. You need that plot.
Yeah, right. Especially there.
Yeah,
that's the blocking off from the field part. But I think it's going to be okay. It's going to be behind, obviously.
Sure.
But anyway, get back. I kind of got sidebarred there, but so I'm out there looking around, and I look up, and there's a bunch of buzzards circling right above me. I'm like, what is going on?
Oh, I seen that video this morning.
And dude, I walked down there, and it's like, I got a full-grown dead doe.
Yeah.
Right beside the food plot in the switch, and the buzzards had just found her.
Yeah.
And she was a mess.
Oh, yeah.
If you could imagine.
Don't take them long.
Well, first thing I thought was, probably hope it wasn't childbirth kind of thing. She's, some complications childbirth, because her back end was gone.
Yeah.
Nothing to the front side.
Bled out or something.
She either bled out or.
Now what happens.
Yeah, it does. I mean, and, like I said in the video, nature's pretty cruel.
Yeah.
And, it kind of hit me, dude. It's like, I'm a hunter and I kill deer and all that, but it's like, I have grown.
Not that one.
Not that one. And I have grown does, dude, for 25 years. Does and fawns, this has been the greatest place ever.
Sure.
And when one dies of natural causes, I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah, I bet it was something to do with fawning.
It's that time, we had a fawn sighting here right on the road 2 days ago, wobbly legged, barely standing.
Yeah. I quit letting the dog run with me. I let him run with me. I was like, all right, buddy, no more trap running for you. Because I don't know what he would do.
He'd grab one, I'm sure.
He's a coon. He likes to get a hold of them coons and rabbits and whatever he can get a hold of. He's like a mountain lion or something. So
well,
Dad's been pinned down.
Dad's 2 dogs. He's got them pinned, but he lets them out.
Yeah.
I come up there the other day. He broke his leg, so I've been trying to help him out more. And come walking in his yard, and laying right there beside the dogs is fawn.
Really?
And I was like, I held it up. It's like, are you serious?
Oh man.
These, of course, they're just dogs, man. And chances are that that fawn was close, and they're pen dogs. They don't really get out a whole lot, so I'm sure they just took advantage of the situation. Yeah. But it's like, dang, now I'm down to doe and a fawn. Right here,
or 2 fawns,
and we've been in talks about it many times about, should you take does off your place, and if you're overpopulated, all that stuff. But I haven't had that issue for years. Yeah. I'm kind of low on numbers.
Right. Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
So I'm kind of coveting every doe that I see fawn.
Well, I think you may see we hope anyway, you see an uptick in that with your clover plot popping too.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's something I was going to tell you too. We had a field full yesterday evening.
Really?
Nice. And it's all in the clover.
Yeah.
But dude, it's really done well. But I attribute that. Of course, that was all frost seeded.
Yeah.
Except for the upper end. I told you I had planted that in the fall with my mix. Mm-hmm. That's doing well too. But it is red clover.
Yeah.
And the Ladino is what's in the, that's what I put in. And now it's probably 70% on the clover. And I think it's just from mowing it. Now I did fertilize too.
Yeah.
I did hit it with some 0-20-20.
Yeah.
But we've had this rain, dude.
Well,
just everything's growing in this rain. You know
after I crimped mine over, all my clover from
your clover was huge
3 years ago was like, I may have to spray it because I don't know if my corn will push through it. I mean, it's so big and so thick. It's like, I don't know what to do with it. I may have to go out there and like one spray everything because I can't really run the big PTO back spray because I'll kill switchgrass and trees and everything else out there right now. But, and I'm sitting there looking at it yesterday. I'm like, I think it's grown 3 inches since I crimped just because now it's getting sunlight to it. And now I'm like blasting 400 pounds of nitrogen to it and don't tell them what it's going to do. I'm going to have to come here and spray it.
Well, it creates its own nitrogen. Yeah. So it shouldn't affect it at all.
Yeah. I was thinking, here we go. Which,
clover.
Oddly enough, you remember when I planted mine, it was, I don't remember where I got the clover at. It's been too many years ago, but I mixed in chicory with it.
Yeah.
And it really did well. Except we had a couple burn up spots there, but mine is like, I think it's like a mixture. It's got Ladino and like crimson in it.
Yeah. Yeah, you got reds and crimsons and Ladino and there's a bunch of whites.
To the guy, you told me his email, like, hey, this guy's wants your email address for the drill deal.
Oh, yeah.
So we've been like talking every day. We're buddies.
Sweet.
He's got a farm he lives in Georgia and his farm's in Kentucky.
I think that's Whitetail Up. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Whitetail Up.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
shout out there.
Like, here's my phone number. And so we've just been chatting, we talked for quite a bit and then, I know Paul Hall, that's for PH Outdoors.
Right.
And, he was with me when we got the crimper from him.
Yeah.
So he was asking me questions about this and asking me about that. And I was like, here, let me tell you what, man. It's like, I got a guy that makes the drill you're looking at. I can give you his number. Are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I called Paul. Hey, you care if I share? No, tell him to call me. So they got together.
You made that connection?
Yeah, they got together. And
so is he going to fix and pull the trigger on one?
I think so, man. He's getting ready. It's like, it'll change your life. But he's got some pretty impressive plots. He's been sending me pictures, a bunch of clover plots, and I think he's doing some sunflowers. He's over there this weekend doing that. So yeah, it's really cool to meet somebody like that. And then we just talk on the phone. He called me yesterday out of the blue, like, "What are you doing?" Oh man, has your corn come up yet? Oh no, it hadn't come up yet. So we just sat there and chit-chatted a little
cool.
bit. So
it's connections in the hunting.
Yeah, I like meeting. I've done, even over TikTok, I've met some people, that guy with the mag feeders and a couple guys like that where we talking on the phone. It's like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, see, that all started from a Camel Family Outdoors video.
Yeah.
That of your drill. Yeah. And then you showing how we did it. And he's like, dude, I can't wait to see
if this works or not.
And he's like, do you have an email? I was like, I'll give you the guy's email. And that's when I called you and was like, hey, dude, I'm giving the guy your email. And so that's cool.
Brent Westbrooks is his name.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So you need to send him the link to this pod. Does he know we pod?
Actually, he asked for it yesterday. He's like, send me a link to that pod. But I said, well, you can it's on YouTube if you want to do that. And I send him a link to the pod, but the video's not coming up on Spotify anymore. He's like, I can't get the video. I'm like, that's weird. So I don't know.
Really? We got issues?
Something's going on with the upload of the video to Spotify thing, because I went through like 3, 4, 5 of the last ones and there's no video to it. But I said, because he wanted to watch it. He's like, I got Spotify. I said, you can watch it on Spotify. I was like, I can't watch the video. I said, let me go check.
Yeah, I have to look into that.
So I said, well, you can.
I'll talk to the engineer.
See what's there. Well, I know he had it figured out there at one time, but
I looked at it off the last pod, I think, and it all shows videos. So
it all shows videos.
Yeah. Now the last 2 won't, because the video has to release.
Oh yeah.
And then I have to upload it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's kind of a week behind. So
maybe that was the deal then.
So it's a week behind. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe that was all the problem there was.
Well,
I went through maybe 3 of them that did.
Once I produce it and get everything done, then I have to go into that Spotify for what is it? Something for Spotify.
Yeah.
And I have to do it directly.
I figured it out that one night. And I was like, that's fairly easy to do.
Yeah, no, it goes right on there. Yeah. No, I'll check into that.
But yeah, he's watching the podcast.
Oh, no, the corn one is not on there yet. That's what the deal is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll get it on there.
Yeah.
I'll get it on there. But yeah. So if you're listening, you'll be able to see it there too, but it's on YouTube.
That's what I told him. It'll be on YouTube on Mondays, or Monday afternoons or whatever. It'll be automatically thrown up there if you want to. So he wanted he had your page and he wanted Unexperienced YouTube page, the link, and then he sent me the links to his pages, so we kind of followed each other and stuff. But yeah, seemed like a really solid dude. I enjoyed talking to him. Like I say, he just called me out of the blue yesterday. Like,
nice.
What are you doing? Like,
hey man, how's it going?
I'm finishing up this room over here. But yeah, it was pretty cool. So I like meeting people like that have the same mind and doing the same things, trying to
same passions. Yep.
Yeah, and listen to our little podcast here. We're not this is a we're more of a raw I like listening to the big guys too that's done it all and seen it all, and they have millions of acres and all that stuff, but
this is real life.
Yeah, I tend to lean more towards the podcasts that are more like ours. It's like real stuff. Here's what we're doing. We're going to try this experiment. And, blah, 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 blah. But,
we don't mind to fail.
Yeah. So he kind of had mentioned that. And he's like, yeah, I like that, man. That's pretty awesome little deal. So
not only do we fail, we talk about our failures.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And, I'll say it all the time. It's like, this may be the stupidest thing I've ever tried to plant and make a corn patch. But if it works, if I get satellite photos of a cornfield, I'm going to put it on my wall.
Yeah, for sure. That's funny.
Oh man, if it blows up, could you imagine having that much corn and cover and then, going down the middle and, brush hogging corn. So now you got corn all on the ground everywhere, and you've got a big,
green,
probably, I don't know, 3/4 acre green field there, something like that. Through the middle of it, like, whew.
Yeah, I know. If it does work, I would love to see how the deer interact with it.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Because you have this big old thick perimeter of corn.
What did y'all do?
Yeah. What is this? It smells so good.
My cousin from Missouri told me about these cornfields.
Yeah. Jet, who's like 200 pounds bigger than me.
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. I don't know.
That is crazy.
It's been some work. I mean,
sure,
to do it all, but I enjoy it when I'm out there. I mean, I like.
I know it's. I mean, it's a commitment.
Yeah,
it really is. If you really want to do it, it's like we joke about it all the time, but it's we're on the properties somehow almost every week.
Oh yeah,
multiple times.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah,
and then,
doing something. Yeah.
Before season, after season, all that's really heavy,
Yeah.
But yeah, we're always like, and I remember when we first started this pod, I told you, I was like, dude, I'm sick. I've got a sickness. And you're like, what are you talking about? I was like, I think about hunting almost every day.
Yeah.
Like I think about hunting almost every day.
Mine's almost flipped over to land management.
Yeah,
honestly,
I know.
Dude. It's like, gosh, it's kind of like a 50-50, 60-40 deal with me. I think about like what I could do next and how I could improve this. I was checking traps last night, and I told you about it. I texted you when I was on the tractor. It was like, after having all that action in my little switchgrass plot, like, I want another of these switchgrass plots, maybe twice as big, maybe half an acre, because the bedding was nuts in there. And a lot of people say they won't bed in it, but it's like, maybe, if all you have is like ag field forever and you plant a giant 20-acre field of it, I get it. But if I have browse on the edge of it, and I'm not even going to say that I know they bed in it, because I had found 2 sheds and saw the beds in it.
Well, I think that kind of falls on, that they're talking about, well, you don't want a monoculture.
Yeah.
Of just, it's not big enough to be a monoculture.
Yeah, right.
You got timber completely surrounded.
Yeah, all the browse, the hinge cuts around it.
It doesn't apply there, especially, was it half an acre?
That one, I doubt it.
It's
probably not even a half.
Yeah. And so, you think about that in the middle of the woods, like, look at all this cover. You know what deer are thinking? It's like, I'm not big right here. Nobody can see me, hear me.
Yeah. It was crazy. And then I drove out there yesterday and looked at it, and it's like kind of what you're talking about. It's about chest high on me, and it's like no weeds, because I really took my time and sprayed everything this year. So everything's like super clean and like bright green. And still got some bare spots that I'm not happy with, but hopefully in time they all fill up. But
so when I put out that nitrogen, I got all of the plot screen, and I didn't do it heavy. I just went pretty light. And so I was going to each individual cluster of plot screen on the edges and just sprinkling some in there.
Get some of this.
Give me another foot, brother. Would you?
That Brent guy sent me one too. And it's, It was another kind. I'll have to go back and look at the deal, but it's legit like 12 feet tall. And he told me the name of it. I was like, he's like, what do you use for plot screen? I saw one of the videos on there where y'all were planting plot screen. And I said, I don't remember exactly what you used. It's like, I used a mixture of sorghum and Egyptian wheat last year, and it did pretty well, probably 8-9 feet tall and a 16-foot span. And it all came up drilled in. And he's like, dude, you need to try. Man, I wish I remember the name of it.
So it's something different than Egyptian wheat or sorghum?
It's a brand. I think it's, the seed company that Sturgis always talked about. That guy up north in Michigan. I can't remember.
Yeah, I know.
But it's from him, and I can't remember the name of the.
Well, I started with Frigid Forage. That's who I used.
Forage.
That's who I used for years. That's all I used. And it was a, Egyptian wheat sorghum mixture. And,
yeah,
it would get really tall. I mean, dude, that first year, it was 10 foot plus. It was insane. And, and then what did I use this year, dude? I ordered it off Amazon, and it was actually some of the most inexpensive stuff.
Yeah.
But it was, deer fence or deer wall or something.
Oh yeah.
And it had millet in it also. So it had Egyptian wheat. Millet's the lower one.
Yeah.
So you get all,
you get that.
Yeah. Cause you can get all stalks and you can see through it.
Sure.
So this has millet, Egyptian wheat, and sorghum in it.
Huh.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I was pretty impressed with that stuff I got last year.
Yeah.
It was like a mixture of both. I mean, the first time we had ever tried to drill it in, it was impenetrable except for where I brush hogged my little opening suit to to kind of guide them through there. But I can't remember the name of what I used this year, but anyway, it was just, you can go on Amazon, do a search, and it's the first thing that pops up. Yeah.
And I think it was like $50 or $60.
Nice.
And then, I didn't even need a full bag to do what I did.
Yeah.
So no, it worked out, and it's coming up good, except for the flood out areas that I've replanted. And it's,
so I was wondering if you could amend that soil so it drains and sand is how you would do that, like till in a bunch of sand. I mean, I think I spent like $65 for like 2,000 pounds of that mortar sand.
Yeah, see, it's the lay of the land.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of a hillside, comes down and then plots on, tapers just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's always drained well. Well, all the water funnels to this one area.
Yeah.
That goes through. So, my plot screen in the middle, my segmentation, the whole center section there all stays wet when it rains because of runoff coming off the top of the hill. And then it nicks down to the plot screen on the outside where it crosses there and it stays wet. You know what I mean? So it's like that's where the water drains
I
through
can see that the way it lays out.
Yeah. And so it's like, I don't know. And, the ground's been worked, for 25 years.
25 years of,
Yeah. So it's like, golly, man, I don't really know. But when you break the ground up, so here's an argument for your drill.
Yeah.
If I didn't break the ground up, it would be a lot less.
Oh,
because I'm breaking it up 3 or 4 inches.
Yeah.
And just broadcasting it.
Yeah.
If I would drilled it in, I didn't break the ground up.
Yeah.
Other than just mowing it.
Plus you have that compaction there.
Yeah. There's no, I mean, it's less likely to flood out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So, I was kind of up against the window. We had a rain coming. It was dry enough and I had to get it done. And so one of them kind of deals. And it's like, you were gone or something. And I was like, you're like, you can just come get it. And it's like, dude, I'll just plant it. You know what I mean?
Oh, I was like, you had a hitch on your van? Like,
Go. I'm going to have to put a ball on the back of my van.
The drill's connected. Just go get it. Yeah. I don't know what I was doing, but
you were going somewhere. But anyway.
I think I was actually working that day. Yeah. I think I was at the shop when we were texting back and forth.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Just run, grab it. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so we'll see. I mean, we can't ask for better conditions right now.
I know. I just hope it sustains through summer,
Yeah, and see, to establish your corn, you can't ask for better than that.
I know. I know. I told her, I was like,
this is the best shot.
She's like, hey, I laid out steaks. Will you grill the steaks? I'm like, looking on my watch, like, I will. It's probably going to be about 7:00.
Yeah.
Before I grill them because I got to get this urea down because I knew this was coming.
Yeah.
And that urea, and I've actually kind of like went out after I've done it before with my switchgrass right after a rain, and it just kind of like dissolved into the ground. So I know I'm right where I need to be. And I actually looked up the gate settings on my spreader and how I wanted to put out, 2 200 pounds an acre basically, and it was dead on. So it's like it was a nice even coat. It looked like there was the boy used to eat them in baseball. We were doing Dippin' Dots, those frozen little balls. That's what it looked like all over.
All solid white.
Yeah, all over the place over there. There's like, man, this looks pretty thick, but I guess that's what 200 pounds an acre looks like of urea.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that's going to do to my fall plots. Like, it may blow them up too. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, anything that requires a lot of urea.
Yeah, nitrogen. Nitrogen's crazy. So I did get my soil test mailed off. So
you're waiting on those results?
Yeah, and I think we're going to go ahead. I'd really want to do that test, and we need to film that. Like, all right, here's the at-home kit, and here's the only thing I did different on this one is like, they're really good because it's quick, but like the boxes you check on that is their product. So I just hand wrote down basically the trifecta and corn and send in. I'm going to see what they do. See what they tell me.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't check any of their boxes, so we'll see what they do with it.
I hope you found your coring tool so that you can.
Yeah, no, I found a guy that had that. Yeah,
yeah, I seen your video, and you're like, I can't find.
Dude, I ripped my garage apart.
I can't find my core until
I do with this.
I was like, dude, I got it. I was like talking to the video, and I was watching it.
And my wife's like, "What are you out here tearing the garage up for?" I was like, "Dude, I know I bought this thing. Like, I'm not.
Remind me that you can take it home today.
I have this, and it's kind of like the Jim made you up all those cables. Like every time I'm like halfway here, I forgot those cables because you'll love the cable setup. Traps,
for sure.
Yeah, totally forgot those too. But yeah, she was out there. It's like, I know I have this, but it's not. The boys are pretty good about coming over. It's like, hey, do you got my gas jet? Oh yeah. So I'm like, he wouldn't need a coring tool, so I know he don't have it.
He's out there popping holes in the ground.
Yeah,
that's funny.
But yeah, it's pretty exciting, man. I don't know. See, where are we at? When did we drill it? We drilled it last Monday.
Mm-hmm. It's 10 to 14 days, you said.
Yeah, 10 to 14 days.
Next week, dude.
Yeah, may see what's happening out there. I mean, I don't know. I'm really, really worried about that clover, and I got Roundup Ready corn, so I can spray. And down the lower side, I can just use my big sprayer, and it's got a wand on it too. But up close around the trees and around that switchgrass, like I'm going to hand spray all that. Which I mean, that's what if I see corn popping, and I'll probably just make a commitment,
pull the trigger,
mix up 300 gallons, and just go walk around and move the tractor and spray, I guess. I mean, what else are you going to do?
Well, I got that backpack sprayer.
Yeah, I got one too. Yeah,
I got that double wand one. It's pretty nice.
Oh yeah, I saw. You're talking about the double wand one. Yeah.
It's like 3-foot swath probably when you're spraying.
Yeah,
but you do have to pump it a lot.
Yeah, mine's that way too. Mine's like a steel, and it's the same way. It's like, man, I feel like this thing doesn't hold any. I'm just constantly just like doing this thing, but it's handy. It's a lot handier than carrying around one of those garbage ones.
Yeah.
I buy those for stain and stuff like that anyway. I'll buy one of those $15 ones, and I did my trailers. I mixed black stain with Thompson's water seal and just sprayed it all on my floors and rolled it all out, and then just chunked the sprayer when you're done.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, I've got one of them too.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of that, so the client's property plot screen is popping.
Nice.
And that was drilled.
Okay.
Yeah. Sprayed it, drilled it.
You did drill that.
Dude. It looks like
how tall are we thinking?
It was only, it just popped when I went and checked it. So that only been 7-8 days maybe?
Yeah. Well, I can tell you that my plot screen's popping, and I didn't even plant any plot screen.
Yeah, from last year.
Yeah.
I got the same thing happening.
Like, dude, this is nuts.
Yeah. The section where I moved over, in the clover stuff there.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm going to have to mow that down.
Yeah, I got quite a few actually where my plot screen was, and then some random ones out here. And I told you the other day, it's like I even have, we talked about birds eating the seed and then dropping it and carrying it and dropping it. But like in my lower food plot, there's like 4 like random sorghums coming up. I'm like, what the world? Like, well, how did I get? This is like, I don't know how many yards it is. That's a long ways away. You know?
You see how big them seed heads are on that stuff. Big old long seed heads.
Yeah, it's a bird sanctuary. In the wintertime, we had like snow on the ground, dude. There was, if you decided you wanted to just cruise out there on a golf cart or something, which I never did, but I seen it from the stand, but there's tons of wildlife that live in that 16-foot wide.
See, we just take care of wildlife.
We do, man.
In general.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah.
If you think about all the food we put in the woods,
I know.
You know what I mean? For everything.
Yeah.
Dude, I've got a rabbit. Rabbits are everywhere right now. Every time I go to the food plot, rabbit runs off.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. The dog loves that when he
I bet.
He's out there getting after it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine. 100%. All right, Chris, we got to get serious here. So I've got a deep deep question today.
Okay.
So today's shock topic, let me hit this button.
Today's shock topic. Okay.
Today's shock topic. Now, and this is multifaceted, so there's no easy answer here.
Can't use those big words with me.
So I'm not expecting a single answer because there's really not one. Here's your question.
Okay.
Why is hunting on the decline?
Oh, I could go real deep into this if you want.
Well, I want to spend the rest of the segment talking about this very thing because I did some research.
Yeah.
And it's shocking. It really is shocking. And before you answer, I'm going to help you a little bit.
I can tell you my number one answer.
You be stewing on it.
Yeah.
So another question for you. How many people hunted last year, percentage-wise, in the nation of America?
Nationwide?
Nationwide, how many people out of our population hunted? Hunted anything.
18%.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Less than 5.
Really?
Okay. It's been, hunting in general has been in a steady decline.
And I still can't kill a deer.
Should be deer everywhere, right?
Right.
But no, it's been in a steady decline. And I think this is, like I said, it's multifaceted. Dude, there's so many things involved here.
Yeah.
So what do you got? What do you think?
My number one, I mean,
what's the first thing in your mind?
My number one answer is dads, like the younger generation dads. They live in cul-de-sacs. They drive, Priuses, and same reason, decline in sports. I mean, because the sports is too dangerous. The woods is too dangerous. It's too scary, and so on and so forth. But I think it's the younger generation of dads not raising their kids in that world and teaching them to respect the animal that they harvested and being able to feed yourself, if something happens, and so on and so forth. But because I know a lot of these 30-somethings, and they're not all of them. I'm not talking down to anybody. If you don't want to live that lifestyle, that's fine. I'm just trying to answer the question. Most of these 30-something-year-old dads are, their kids don't play football. They play soccer because it's safer, and they don't really fish. They don't really hunt. They're on video games. They're on their cell phones, online video games. And that's kind of the way everybody's moving right now. Younger generation. So
that's your number one reason
that's my number one reason is, that's what I think, is I see it in, I coached travel baseball for years, and I could see, let's just say my boy, for instance, if he got hit on the football field, I coach football too. And if this guy's kid got hit on the football field, he would probably miss 3 or 4 practices because, you okay, buddy? Is you all right? And, baseball stuff, I see the decline and all the kids wanting to get out there. It's 104. You're playing 6 games, on a Saturday or whatever, and people are tapping out like, it's too hot for my son, I'm taking him home. Like, what?
Yeah.
We're playing baseball here.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way that, and it's been years ago, but I started seeing an uptick in like, hey, it's too hot for my kid to play this weekend. We're not coming. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And that's just my opinion. I've seen it in sports, so I think it overlays into hunting too.
So it kind of, for you then, it's kind of a masculinity thing then, right?
Yeah.
I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah.
I would agree with that. I mean, I think you can see that. You can take a step back and see that.
I guarantee it.
And not to say there's anything, women, we got all kinds of women. My wife hunts, my daughter hunts. I mean, not to say that. I'm just saying that for me, that aspect of what you're talking about, the tradition side of it has went away.
Yeah, no question.
You know what my background was.
Oh, yeah.
We went to a big deer camp with a bunch of men I'd never seen that were family or related or friends or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was a masculine, live off the land, manly thing to do.
Yeah.
And that's why you did it. It was to go back to, we're camping.
Exactly, yeah.
We're roughing it.
Yeah.
Where you got to go walk and find a deer, I mean, all that's gone.
Yeah.
That's and all of those old timers have passed.
Yep.
And that tradition died with them.
Yeah, worse and worse. It's the same reason why all the guys drink lattes now, not black coffee.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's too big.
It's funny that you asked this question because this is something that I don't know. I talk about and have a lot of emotions about a lot.
It's pretty close to home.
Sports and hunting, and I see it,
mm-hmm.
and I just see like, even on some of these little. It's the enabling and the excuses for your kids and the way kids are being raised now. It's troubling to me.
Yeah.
So this falls right in line with the hunting deal, in my opinion. So when you asked that question, I knew immediately the answer because I ran about this all the time about how dads are raising their kids nowadays, and like, it's
a different world.
It's not going to be good.
Yeah,
it's not going to be good.
No, I agree. I mean, if you take to me, if you take the kid out of the struggle, or something that's hard, and you protect them from that, then they don't ever learn how to handle something hard when it comes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. And the adversity, and the thing with hunting is, dude, and it was definitely this way when I was young, you didn't have success. You failed almost all the time.
Yeah.
Especially in public hunting, And if you don't teach a kid that, and even my son, he's off living world right now.
Yeah.
But he was raised hunting.
Yeah.
And you can talk to him even still and like, man, I miss it.
Sure.
Because dude, we made them hike in. We put the stands on their back.
Yeah.
They pulled on that deer. They drugged that deer. You know what I mean? Wow. Is that thunder?
Yeah, it was thunder. I thought you were blowing your mic over there.
Gee whiz. So still alive. Yeah, I definitely think that what you're saying is very valid.
Well, I'm a big guy that says, so I was, I had a rough childhood, not to go into that whole deal, but football and weightlifting and baseball, stuff like that, literally probably kept me from getting in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, it was your outlet.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's where you can.
I say sports changes a kid for the better. I'm big on get your kid in sports. Even if they're not that good at sports or whatever, it gives them something to work towards and make them, girls basketball, softball, get out in the heat, do this, do that, all those things. I think it changes a kid for the better, and hunting the same way. Like, you're hiking in a mile and a half, 2 miles, and like I said, we made our boys do it. It's like you carry your own stand in, and you carry this in, and it's 22 degrees. It's dark. We're going there with no light. We got to cross a creek. Don't fall. And now we're climbing 20 feet up. We're sitting all day long in the wind because we're not getting back out of all these things. Like, people don't want to do that anymore. It's too much work.
Yeah, it's too hard.
Yeah,
it's too hard, and you don't succeed enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 2% success rate of that.
Yeah. So, I mean, and in this world we live in, it's a right now society.
Exactly. Yeah, that's good. That's a good point.
Everything they want it right now. And if I don't get success right now and it's not the biggest deer around, then I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah.
And that look at it, I never even took.
Really?
When I was doing my research.
Until just now.
Yeah. Until just now. Yeah. And that's 100% valid. I mean, I was looking at the property issue now. To me, you either have to own property.
Yeah. Public's tough.
Public's tough now.
Yeah, it is.
When I was younger, dude, they said that, okay, so I think there's like 16 million hunters in America.
That buy licenses anyway.
Yeah, that's through all hunting.
You know how it is around here. A lot of those guys, they'll go 3 times during gun season, and that's a wrap. That's
yeah, for sure. And so, when you don't have a good place to go, that's definitely going to impact it.
Sure.
Okay. And here's another aspect to think about. Everything now for the working man is expensive in the hunting industry. Guns, property, clothing. Cameras aren't so bad. I mean, that's fairly inexpensive, but I mean, even if you're a bait state, the corn is $10 a bag or whatever, So, I mean, it's almost a financial commitment now to be a hunter if you want to stay up with the Joneses or the neighbor. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
To some degree, but you can also go out with a pawn shop bow and arrow and a pawn shop climbing stand with some cheap camo and hunt the land instead of over a corn pile and probably kill a giant.
And that's exactly how I started.
Sure, me too.
You know what I mean? Yeah. My first bow.
I froze to death, almost died 4 or 5 times because I was wearing, stuff you shouldn't be wearing in the woods when it's wintertime.
Exactly. My first bow, dude, was $90 bare bow from a pawn shop.
Yeah.
That's what, and I was so accurate with that bow because every day after work, I come home and shot.
Yeah.
Every day.
Sure.
It's like I would do trick shots. That's how much I shot that bow.
Yeah.
And, you know, we went to public land.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't spending a ton of money. So it can be done. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is that quality of the public has really diminished.
No, yeah, I don't disagree with that for sure. Even like the turkey season hunting public, and the last time I hunted public in Missouri, it's just like people just, I hunted public during turkey season last year, and it's like they were literally taking their wife's car and parking it at this gate, and then taking their buddy's car and parking it at this gate.
Yeah.
Like, no, we're hunting over here. No, we're hunting over here. No, we're hunting over here because, there's birds on that ridge. So they're faking, they're putting vehicles out. That's my brother's car down there because I ran into it twice. And then I talked to a guy that knows about that area. I was like, oh yeah, they just go, they take everybody's car they know and park it everywhere. And then when you pull up and ask them about it, yeah, that's my uncle, that's my cousin. That's
exactly.
Can't get on this whole side of the deal.
We got all this property.
Pretty much. I ran into it twice over there saying, all right, I'm not getting up at 2 a.m. anymore for this.
Yeah, I'm not going to do this.
I know the game they're playing, but.
Well, the numbers on turkey are even worse. Turkey hunting in the last 5 years has dropped by 25%.
Really?
Yes. And
that's nationwide.
Nationwide. Yeah. I mean,
I can see it in this state.
Well, when birds are hard to find, that's, and, you got to save the poults. You know what I mean? Start trapping.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, and you can keep going with this, dude. I mean, it's like, okay, so the people up north in the Midwest are complaining about now the farmers have taken away all of the timber.
Yeah.
To plant. That's an actual gripe that people have. Hey, that used to be a big old timber stand, and now they've made it into a field, and so it's just a bunch of fields with little fingers in it, and there's not.
Those can be pretty productive from my experience.
Yeah. So I mean, and then you got all kinds of different aspects of why it's on the decline.
Yeah.
A lot of people believe cell cameras are evil.
Yeah.
In the hunting industry, because what it does is it makes everybody a deer manager in a way, in that, okay, most guys want the biggest buck on the property.
Sure.
Okay. They're going to get that property. Either they lease it, own it, got permission on it, whatever it is. And they don't go in there and hunt until that buck shows up. And you think, well, that's great because all these other bucks are going to live.
Yeah.
Well, it kind of created that way now everywhere. So everybody's got pieces of property that they have access to, and everybody's chasing the same deer.
Yeah.
So there's a negative side to that too.
Less deer are probably being harvested too, which, I don't mind that a whole lot. Even when Arkansas got rid of the 3-point rule, it ticked me off. It's like, gosh, man, we had a chance to do something cool here.
Yeah.
And they go and got rid of it. But it's like, if people are truly passing the younger deer, I mean, I'm not opposed to that too much.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. And then, so, then there's the aspect of, okay, a lot of the state agencies now, the game and fishes in the states, have made it easier for hunters, and they've raised the bag limits.
Yeah.
To where, we're a $2 state here. And I've seen a deal the other day I thought was really interesting. We would be like an Iowa or these really good states if they would change our bag limit from $2 to $1.
Yeah.
And the reason is that many more bucks would live,
Sure.
But obviously we don't have the genetics that they would have, but I'm just saying, it's kind of a trophy man's game now. And it's kind of
geared towards that, I think.
It is. And don't get me wrong, there's meat hunters and I love to eat deer meat. So, I mean,
me too.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's that side of it, but I mean, it's just like my place here. I was trying to figure out, okay, why have my deer numbers went down? It's not because of me.
Yeah.
Because we may take 1 or 2 deer a year off this place.
Yeah.
And it's typically a nice buck. That's what we do.
Sure.
And we've done that for years now. But I've watched my numbers steadily decline over the years. And then you find out, okay, well, this neighbor killed 2 does, this neighbor killed 2 does, this neighbor killed 2 does.
Yeah,
and it's because of corn feeders and cell cameras. They're going to be there. They know the deer are coming. You know what I mean? It's a little different game now.
Sure.
So everybody's a little more successful
Yeah.
So you think, oh, hunters, it's going to be more hunters because hunters are more successful. Well, the people that don't have good property are less successful.
Yeah. That kind of goes back to they don't want to put in the work of going on public land and actually getting feet on the ground and scouting and trying to find a deer, or a saddle or a draw or whatever they're using. They want to set over a corn feeder and the whole art of being able to read land, that's going to disappear probably with us.
The hunter, the quote unquote hunter that I grew up like, you had to go look, you had to spend time, you had to really, had to hunt.
Yeah.
That's kind of gone. And the unfortunate thing is even in a lot of the public, people are breaking the law and just baiting.
Oh, yeah. I saw that up there when I was with you last year. I was like, oh, I'm not going to hunt over here. There's a corn pile. We ain't supposed to have a corn pile. I'm not taking the fall for that.
Yeah, no, I won't be any part of that dang thing. So I don't know, man. And like I said, it's so big now.
Yeah.
But it's definitely on the decline. And it's like, okay, what can we do as hunters to help it?
Yeah.
And I don't really know that I have an answer to that.
Well, here's the deal. Like, my answer to that would be like get youth involved in hunting. And I've got a couple people that have boys that are of age that, I could put them on a deer today, tomorrow, opening day, whenever. Like, there's going to be deer on my place. Like, no questions asked. Get their first kill. And my thing was always this: hey, if you can teach them how to shoot, you can do that part. Teach them how to shoot a gun or a crossbow and get them accurate with it. I'll take them and get them the first deer.
Yeah,
never happens.
Yeah, no, it takes some work.
Yeah,
takes some dedication.
I'm talking like 3 or 4 people that have young boys that I would love to be sitting beside them, but like I'm not. I did the same thing with my son. Until you can hit that target daily, I am not putting you on a deer.
Yeah, that's what we did. That's what I did to Lexi.
That's it. Like, you're not doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing. Later on, it was like ringer. It's like, all right, let's go. And shot his first doe and all that.
Shot his first buck. Yep. Yeah. I and see.
But to get youth involved is the only way I know to do it. But I mean, gosh, most of them would probably be scared of a handgun, couldn't pull back a bow, and it's like
and distracted by a phone.
That's what I'm saying. You can't put the phone down long enough to even figure something out, and it's like, I don't know. I don't know what you do with it. Like, unless you have a personal daily relationship with the kid to say, hey, let's go shoot bows today, or hey, let's go sight in a 22 or, something. I grew up, popping, killing everything that moved with a 22 rifle or a pellet gun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Bird assassins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I don't really know what the answer is. It's kind of tough because you're fighting against attention.
Yeah.
And I think that now it's hard to convey the respect that the animal deserves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like
yeah,
you got your first animal, and it's like, yeah, okay. And it's like, do you realize what you've done?
Yeah, I know.
You know how big of a deal this is? And it's like, that's missing completely.
Yeah. Well, even the things you take away from that, right, is like, you got to be in that tree with them and like, talk about the lessons of life and talk about life. And like, this is requiring a lot of patience. It's requiring a lot of grit because you're freezing to death and you're still sitting here. We're not eating anything. We're not moving. We're not making noise. We're not looking at our phones. We're not doing, all these things that come along with it. It's like, I was always in the boy's ear, this is why we do this. This is why we do this. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what you do, man. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of different takes on that subject, but as soon as you said it, and this, like I said, this is something that I constantly gripe about with the young dads and the young kids. And I'm not saying any kids are bad. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying they're missing out on a lot by being plugged into, wearing goggles and playing video games, and they're missing out on a ton of stuff.
Yeah,
like, it's just truth.
Yeah. No, I agree. And the unfair part of that is those video games and the phone and all that are more of a draw.
Yeah.
Than one of the best hunts.
Sure.
And that's sad.
Guarantee it. Yeah.
That's sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I still remember my best hunts.
Oh, yeah.
From a childhood. You know what I mean? And it's like, if it doesn't impact you, then it's not going to change you at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Or push you.
Well, you're forcing a kid to do something they don't want to do, like sports or hunting or whatever they want to hang out and.
Yeah.
And the only thing you can do is not allow it. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
I was pretty fortunate with the boy. He didn't want anything to do with, we had a game console we'd play on a rainy day occasionally, but
Sure.
he'd rather go out and, put a stick in the ground and dig roads for his cars or trying to build a fort in the woods or something like that he would sitting down in front of a TV doing anything. So I was fortunate that was never really an option.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I don't know. It's funny that you never kind of thought, about that side of it until I brought it up. That's the first thing that popped in my mind. It's like, I got the answer to this already.
When I started researching it, I got all these different areas I can go into about why it's on the decline.
Yeah.
And that wasn't one of them. So that's very interesting. That's a good spin for me to even think about too.
I was talking, so there's the vocational school I graduated from, I went there for welding, ended up switching to auto body. And I hired him here a while back. He's working the summer with us. And I said, man, how's it going over there? It's like, you still have like a lot of older gentlemen come in there. I was like, yeah, when I went to school, there was like some 65 plus year old dudes want to learn how to do auto body because, they got a house and a garage and they're retired.
Sure.
And I was like, well, how's the kids doing? It's like, dude, they all want to do something, but they don't want to do anything hard.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's coming straight from the mouth of this guy that deals with them on a daily basis. Like,
Mm-hmm.
well, we got to weld the quarter panel on, and it's like there's 250 spot welds, and they're flying down your shirt and your boot and everything else. And like they don't want to mess with it. They don't want to do that kind of stuff. It's like it's going away. And that's if you ever watched any of Mike Rowe's stuff, his podcast, he's real big on trying to get kids into the blue collar stuff, the plumbing, the HVAC. And he's like, nobody wants to do it.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to do it anymore. So
this is hard work.
Anyway, I can rant about that. That's one of my
pet peeves.
Yes. But it bugs me a lot. But,
yeah. Well, and I think that's just society in general right there, bud.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
Unfortunately.
It's kind of the way we're going.
Yeah.
That's why I get called old fashioned on the regular.
Yeah.
My daughter says, Dad, you're so old fashioned. Like, I really am.
Yeah.
I really am. I think I think something needs to be hard.
Yeah.
And you complete it to get that satisfaction of it being hard and completing it.
Yeah.
And then you get something from that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just.
Well, I had an employee of mine come up to me the other day, and he had a life issue. You know what I mean? He was like, I don't know, I just don't know what to do. He was just flipping out about it. I was like, dude, if this is the hardest thing you've ever gone through, you've had a pretty nice life. I'm just going to tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have advice for you today on this because to me, I wouldn't even shrug a shoulder at what you're talking about. But if this is tearing you up this bad and you're this worried about this thing, you've had a pretty easy life.
That's your biggest problem?
Yeah, 24, 25.
Sure.
So that's
sure.
Like, he was just, beside himself. Like, what are you talking about? Like, that's nothing.
Yeah, dude, what's the problem here?
But, that's kind of the way it's going, unfortunately. But I don't know.
Well, I think it takes some guys like us. And what I mean by us, we're not special. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we're driven enough and we love it enough.
Yeah.
To be the guy that's the leader in it, and that's what I remember when I was young, even is there was these old timers, they were the leaders, man.
Sure.
And we're going to do this and this, and everybody's going to do this. And when you got to be a part of it, it was special. You know what I mean? And so I think, that's one thing that guys that are passionate about it like we are and stuff, I think we have to be the leader and say, hey, let's not just, do it the easy way.
Yeah.
Let's do it the hard way.
Yeah.
And see how much more you appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's kind of like, it goes for me too. I don't hunt public land a whole lot anymore. I've got a lease over here and I got my place. So, you can say it's the easy road, but like you said, I'm on the place 2-3 times a week, sweating, bleeding, briar cuts, cutting trees, doing this, doing that. So, is it the easy road? I don't know.
Oh, I think you work much harder on private.
Yeah. I get comments sometimes like, that's not hunting. Well, you weren't here whenever I was getting this thing ready, when I was planting and cutting corridors and, all that, getting poison ivy and ticks and, all that stuff. But, I get some of that. There's always going to be somebody out there, whether you succeed or fail, that's going to knock you either way.
Oh,
so I don't really,
you don't look into that too
That
much.
stuff doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Water running off a duck's back for me. I don't give a rip, but it is kind of funny that it's like, that's not hunting. Like, you got all those food plots and all that stuff. I'm like, well, You should see the the money I've spent and the work I've put in,
blood, sweat, and tears, bro.
All the late nights thinking about what I should do, what I could do, what I need to do. So I don't know. Everybody's different. It is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I mean, we had some comments even on our pod. A guy was talking about how, I'm a big buck guy. He just keeps saying he's a big buck guy. Well, the deal is, I didn't start out as a big buck guy.
Yeah. No.
I started out as a deer hunter.
Yeah.
And when you have a lot of success, and I don't mind saying it because I spent a lot of my life doing it.
Yeah.
I really have. And it's been a passion of mine for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Well, when you start getting a bunch of deer, you want the bigger one.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it works.
Yeah, kill the biggest deer on the property.
It's the progression of it.
If you're going to kill something for meat, kill a doe. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, sure.
I don't knock anybody for killing a small deer if that made them. They got the heart pumping, the adrenaline flowing, and that was, it's all relative too. Big buck here's 130, 140 inches. Big buck somewhere else may be 200.
Yeah, and it's just like we talk about. Some guys, it may be 2 days they get to hunt.
Yeah.
You take what you take, man.
Yeah, for sure.
And whatever's given, you take it.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to get anything from me.
Just get out there and do it. Yeah, I'm never going to ridicule anybody for it. I shot what was it? That's probably been 4 or 5 years ago, and that little chocolate 8 came in and had my new bow, and I got crap for that. Like from, I was coaching then. It's like, what? Buck was a little young, wasn't it? I was like, dude, he came in 3 times to a grunt. I was trying out new broadheads and do that.
I was excited.
And it made me happy that day. So
I was pumped.
You can be known for killing bigger deer. Sometimes I might want to kill a small one. That's what it made me happy.
Yeah.
I had a friend up there hunting with me, and I'm putting this thing down. That's it. And I was super pumped about it. I got another tag. I
did it last year.
Yeah.
I killed that 8 down there on public and with the family in the deer camp.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm doing this.
Sometimes it's just a cooler experience.
Yeah. So it didn't have to be about the size.
Joe was up there hunting with me, and he was like, well, you see anything? I was like, send him a picture. He's like, oh, wow. It was a cool chocolate one. It could have been a great buck, but the thing about the bucks up there on the mountain, you'll never see him again. So I'm like, I'm not going to, if I feel like shooting this thing, why pass him? Because he'll never show up.
Yeah, there's no management.
No, exactly. So I got him Euro mounted, so I still honored him. And he was a smaller buck, could have had great potential down the road, but he probably would have turned 15 and died up there. So like, I'm eating him.
And got the protein from him, and there you go.
Yeah, everybody's razzed me about it, but it didn't bother me. It's like, dude, I was pumped for that. I was super pumped.
It comes down to whatever makes you happy.
Yeah, exactly.
If it makes you happy, if it gets you excited.
Yeah.
It's like you said on here a couple back, you said, when he came out and I felt that, what you feel, I knew.
Yeah, I know immediately if I'm going to kill a deer.
Yeah, and that's the way it is.
Yeah.
Hey, that's the fun part of hunting. I think the youth miss that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I got to do this, and I really don't have an emotional attachment to it. If you don't have that emotional attachment, man, what are you doing it for?
Well, and it all, I still say it comes back to that, father-son, father-daughter bond. It's like, and you can have bonds in other ways. I'm not saying that at all. But whenever you're sitting next to your son or your daughter when they kill their first deer, and that emotion and all that stuff that goes along with it, it's like people aren't. That's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
Not like, well, you know the numbers, but
yeah, it's crazy.
Not near what it used to be, I can promise you.
I was like you, though. I couldn't believe the numbers were so low.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
surprising.
It is surprising. And that's kind of our genre here. That's where we're at.
Yeah.
And you think, well, that's not a lot of people, really, in the scheme of America,
Yeah. Yeah.
But, it is what it is. This is our passion, land management, hunting.
Yeah.
I like it. You like it. We're going to keep talking about it.
Oh, yeah.
If 6 people listen, that's okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's our family.
We're going to talk to each other about this stuff anyway. We might as well put it on the airwaves.
Like you said before, we were doing it anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So why don't we just sit down and put a mic in front of our face?
Yeah.
We're not educated in any way. We're not better than anybody else. But we love to hunt. And so
it's kind of like we talked about on the last video with the corn deal. It's like everything else on this place, we're just trying stuff.
Trial and error.
See what sticks. And if we plot screen, segment our plots off, and it works really cool. We tried that last year and it worked. So if the cornfield does come up and there's a whole bunch of giant bucks running through it, then that'll be great. If it doesn't pop at all, then
we're going to talk about it either way.
I'll probably try it again next year. I'm going to try it one more time and just see if I can get it, because it's a dream of mine. It's like, if you build it, they will come type deal.
Yeah, cornfield.
I want a cornfield bad. So I'll probably work at it at least 1 or 2 more years to see if I can get it to work.
Next year you'll have a dang corn planter and big equipment.
I already looked at it. This guy on Facebook had a little 2-row planter ready to sell. I was like, man, I kind of need need that, but we'll see what the old Genesis does.
Yeah, we'll see if Genesis did it.
Yeah. I think it's going to be all about the weather, and if it keeps doing this, I think I may have a cornfield.
This weather's been great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we've been complaining for 2 or 3 years now about how bad the weather's been.
Yeah.
This summer has been quite well.
Yeah.
And you know how it is in Arkansas, the spigot can turn off at any time.
No, I know. Yeah, that's my biggest fear. I said that on one of my videos, like, man, my only fear is that it's not my only fear. I have tons of fears with this corn deal, but one of them is it's not going to pop through the clover. The other one is, 3-month drought.
Yeah.
Or the deer coming in and eating it as soon as it pops and just mowing it all down. So, But if that happens, if I get it to pop, next year I'll put up a fence. I will, just to see if I can get one of the guys.
You'll put a fence
up? Yeah. I'll put up electric, let's run a couple electric strands and see if I can.
So
I want to do it with beans too, like when I did the beans that year. It's like, dude, I got beans everywhere. Like, oh, no, now I don't.
Yeah. Deer hammered it and in the summer finished them off.
Yeah, exactly.
Bad summer behind it.
Yeah.
Well, guys, my advice would be, hunting's definitely on the decline. You can kind of look at the numbers. You can look it up. You can look into it. There's a bunch of reasons why, but do your part. That's what, if you're an enthusiast, if you have passion about it, push it, get it, share it.
Yeah.
Take somebody.
If, there's a youth out there listening or a dad out there listening that don't know how to get started. We got several social media platforms. Message us. We'll help you all we can. Not that we're experts, but
yes,
we can give you tips on whatever you want to. Get your kids out there to get them hunting, or start yourself hunting and then show your kid how to do it later.
Yeah, exactly.
Get it started. You won't be disappointed. No, I promise you.
It's such a good pastime, and it's something that everybody enjoys once you're in. And it's I don't know. I'm a lover of hunting. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah,
and it's part of DNA.
And it's not for everybody.
No, it's not.
It's kind of like. I know a lot of people that gamble. I've gambled before. We went to Vegas, and I think I've spent 45 minutes gambling and like $20. I'm not a gambler, but some people love it.
Yep, me and you the same way.
Yeah,
I told you. It's like my gamble is I'm self-employed.
Yeah,
that's my gamble.
Yeah, you and me both though. Every day.
Every day. All right, guys. Well, that is it for today.
Thanks for listening.
Appreciate it.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.